I will not let anyone scare me out of my full potential, Nicki Minaj. Fear of other people's opinions can be preventing you from being your best and performing at a high level. In the current world, our concern with FOPO, fear of other people's opinions, has grown to be irrational and counterproductive, with detrimental implications that will go well beyond performance. Your potential will be harmed if you start valuing the things that make you unique, your skills, convictions, and values, and start acting in accordance with what people may or may not think. More self-awareness is something you'll need to develop if you're serious about beating FOPO. Most people have a vague idea of who they are, and in many cases that's enough to get by in life. We manage, however, you need to cultivate a stronger and deeper sense of who you are if you want to be your best while being less afraid of other people's perceptions. You can get started by creating a personal philosophy, which is a term or phrase that sums up your core values and beliefs. This ideology serves as a compass, directing your behaviors, ideas, and choices rather than being a cliche or catchphrase. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Marcus Aurelius. In today's episode, we'll cover the words Nicki Minaj quoted about how she never allows anyone to make her doubt her own potential. She is a queen for a reason, of course. People will converse. They have always done. They do and always will, no matter what you do or say. How you act, walk, or dress, as well as the choices you make, will always be under scrutiny from others. It is just how the majority are. They hunt for individuals they can mock and torture, preying on the helpless like a troop of lions closing in for the kill. We are affected by it. We frequently let other people's judgments define us in addition to hurting us. However, it is irrelevant what other people think of you. What other people say about you out loud or even in front of your face is irrelevant. Their opinions are not relevant in defining who you are. They don't reflect reality. They only aim to injure you or cause you harm. Other than trying to instill some sort of sense of superiority in the other person, there is no rhyme or reason. However, this is nothing new. There have always been dissenting voices. We develop cliques early on in life. When we're young, we often bully people in an effort to both make them feel bad and to feel better about ourselves. Someone isn't less than you just because they're different. No matter what, nobody is better than you, regardless of their career, religion, skin tone, or any other characteristic for that matter, no one. However, it is challenging to remain upbeat when other people express thoughts that are meant to be unpleasant. It's simple in your head to believe that those beliefs don't matter and don't define who you are as a person, but it's more difficult to put that belief into action. Most of us understand how this feels because we all have at some point or another been the focus of an unkind comment. When everyone is doing their hardest to enrage you, it might be difficult to control your emotions. Nevertheless, it's critical to act honorably. It's crucial to look away and turn the other cheek. Not only for your own sanity, but also for the obvious reason that you shouldn't enjoy it when people make fun of you. You shouldn't let their vitriol incite you to rage. The opinions of others are irrelevant. In no way you shouldn't give a damn what other people think or say as long as you're acting morally and are interested in adding value and improving the world. Keep 3 things in your head. Number 1, people will always find something to talk about. People have always found something to talk about throughout history. They have been banded together to attack people they see as different or as posing a threat to their very existence. This has deep roots in our society and culture and dates back to the beginning of modern man. Why do you torture people for no apparent reason? Why do we exclude others who vary from us? Why is this something that is so embedded in our life and human society? People will always find something or someone to talk about. It is a reality. They will always voice their thoughts and exclude anyone they deem to be weak, an outcast, or who simply doesn't fit in with the group because they're either too obese, too skinny, too black, too white, too religious, too fanatical, too intelligent, too dumb, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't really matter in the end. There will always be someone for people to discuss. We do not live in a perfect society in which everyone possesses the same abilities, upbringings, or capabilities. No, because the genetic variations that have occurred from the beginning of time, the world in which we exist is vast and diverse. There are numerous additional variations within each species. Humans, on the other hand, are cognizant of their presence and have a propensity to seek solace in torturing and eroding the spirits of others. Number 2, your approval rating doesn't determine how valuable you are. Your worth is not determined by how many people agree with you, despite what the doubters and spreaders of negativity around you may claim. There isn't an impartial grading system that enables someone else to evaluate you. They are unaware of your experiences. They are unaware of your life's journey, your struggles, or the path you took through the valley of the shadow of death. No, it just doesn't work like that. We do, however, determine our worth by an approval rating far too frequently. We do let other people's opinions or remarks about us affect how we feel about ourselves. The he said, she said pipeline frequently has an impact on the happiness quotient. We receive that in some form or another, whether vocally or electronically, and we experience its consequences much like an earthquake might. It shakes us. It makes us sick. This depresses us. Not at all, it does though. We consent to it doing that, and because we let it happen, we fuel our sentiments of angst. When individuals are aware of how it is hurting us, we contribute to the propagation of negativity. They're aware that hitting the button will hurt. Therefore, they continue to press it. Don't let it make you angry. Don't let it bother you. Leave their opinions behind. Really forget about it. Number 3, they are unaware of your route, your past activities, or your future plans. I can still clearly remember a moving tale of a man who was riding the metro. On the tube, he observed how a parent completely disregarded his 3 children. He had no idea that the 2 tiny boys and the little girl were just out of control. He gave the man a contemptuous glance. How could he disregard his kids? How could he allow them to annoy other riders on the subway? Passengers who were too polite or conflicted to speak up. The man eventually stirred enough in his own thoughts. He finally reached the end of his rope. He had to make a statement. He approached the father and demanded to know why he wasn't disciplining his kids when he was visibly furious. The man apologized extensively while giving him a sorry-faced look. I apologize. I suppose I should take action. Is that right? He questioned. He paused for a second before glancing at the moving subway car glasses at the pitch-black landscape on the other side. He paused before explaining what had occurred to the man. He had recently lost his wife to cancer. They were leaving the hospital and returning. He was considering what to tell his children and how to explain to them that their mother had passed away. The other travelers watched in despair as a lone tear trickled down the side of his cheek. The man apologized to the father. Keep in mind that many people have been judged before you, and many more will be judged in the future. It's likely to remain this way forever. That is how diverse society is. Not all of us are the same, and given that, you shouldn't let their viewpoints influence you. All of that won't matter in the end when this life ends and we pass away. Our experiences and the value we added to the world will be what counts, not what other people think of us. Above all, keep in mind that learning and growth occur when you push yourself to the limit. Living in line with your own philosophy will take more effort and power, like blowing up a nearly inflated balloon. But the end result, which is to genuinely and creatively express who you are, will encourage you to live and work with more purpose and meaning. This sums up the video, and we take our leaves here. If you like the video, do subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you for watching.